Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Joy of Sticks. Stickhead here with your Atari ST gaming channel, and today we're playing Street Fighter. Yes, we are coming to the end of this little tour of Atari ST Capcom games, and we've hit upon, I should probably call it an infamous game. Street Fighter is, of course, massively famous, but more famous really thanks to the sequel and the kind of success that the series would go on to, rather than just for this first game. This first game was released in the arcades in 1987, and it was Capcom's first competitive fighting game. And lots of the things in this game would go on to become staples in Street Fighter 2. For example, special moves and special commands to activate them. I believe there was 6 button controls, so light, medium and hard kicks and punches. There was the Hadoukens, the Shoryukens, the Tatsumaku Senpukyakus, and interestingly that those moves weren't on the instructions anywhere on the arcade cab. Players were left to kind of find out these special moves for themselves, which is obviously something that would go on to become staple in Street Fighter 2 and beyond. And Ryu and Ken, this is their first appearance. And of course, Tiger Sagat makes his appearance as well. So yeah, Street Fighter was made by Takahashi Nishiyama, who also made Kung Fu Master. Now his game Kung Fu Master, you move along, it's more of a scrolling type beat 'em up, and then you get to bosses and fight the bosses, and he thought, actually the bosses are the thrilling bit. Could we have a game where it's just boss battles, one after the other? And that's where this came from. But here, the ST version is it was made in 1988, so a year later. Here, published by US Gold and made by Teatex. I want to say, yeah, but it's got Go there, so published by Go, this version. Maybe Go in some regions and US Gold in others, I'm not sure. It was programmed by Gordon Fong, who would actually do the ST version of Street Fighter 2. So anybody who's heard me talk about that game in the past, or maybe experienced its delights for yourself, we might know what we're in for here. Some nice Wally Babin music going on. That's nice to hear. Also known as Hagar, obviously. Yeah, let's dive in, shall we? We'll give it a go. He says, pressing fire, and nothing's happening. Okay, you got to press 1, I think. Select a country. Is this where you go to fight? I didn't just select my language, did I? So interestingly, you don't get to choose a fighter here. You just play as Ryu. And we're fighting... What was his name? Did you catch that? Alright, so... Initial impressions are not good. The scrolling is fairly non-existent. I don't know if I can do special moves. I'm trying to do like a fireball shape here. It's not happening. I'm pretty sure there was a fireball in this version. I read that somewhere. I certainly did the Matsu Senpukyaku there, but I don't know how. Does it just hold the button, maybe? Quarter circles and fire aren't doing a whole lot, let's put it that way. But yeah, the scrolling was horrific, wasn't it? It was like it was juddering along in 16 pixel chunks or something. And then the animation on the characters is... I mean, look at the... Whoa, he just... he went off the right hand side of the screen. and appeared on the left. And then, oh, the walking animation. Why is he on the left of the screen? Oh my gosh, okay. Alright. Oh, nice headbutt. Man, my life. Look how low my life is now. He's only hit me 3 times. Okay, that's what's known in the business as a difficulty spike. Alright, let's try and be a little... Oof, again, 2 hits. And my life's gone. Hello, I'd like to hit something, please. I don't get the control scheme either. Sometimes I can kick when I'm in the air. Sometimes I can't. Fire button seems to be punch, but you can do a kick also. I've got to overcome this game's horrific control scheme before I beat you, laddie. Alright, let's go to a different country. Let's try Japan. At least we get to see some different scenery. The scenery. Where do we start? Why has it got such a limited colour palette as well? That's bizarre. Ryu versus Retsu. Okay, this level looks a bit nicer. It's a bit better. Okay, so I can do a flying kick. I've just got to hold the button. It appears like your enemies can block, but I'm not sure that I can block. Yeah, so tapping the fire button on its own is a punch, and then I can hold forward and fire for a click, or down and fire for a low punch. I think I can press backwards and fire. It's so unresponsive. How did I get the spinning kick out? It seems like I can only do a spinning kick. Oh no, okay, I can do it when I'm close to him maybe. So pressing backwards and fire seems to do that. Not that it's particularly effective. Yeah. So yeah, the controls are really sluggish and really laggy. It doesn't feel like my button presses are doing anything for a bit and then it'll unleash an attack. The collision detection is not great. It didn't look like that punch was going to land, but did. See, look, I can be hammering the button there. And he just now and again will punch. So to attack, are you supposed to hold the button? So like, yeah, so I jump and then hold the fire button. And sometimes he attacks and sometimes he doesn't. And now, again, I'm hammering the fire button while I'm crouched because I want to punch. But nothing. Again, I seem to be close enough to get a kick on him, but didn't make contact. Down and fire sometimes does a punch, but I managed to do a kick that one time. Okay, so down, forwards and fire, so diagonally. You can see he's kind of changing his stance, which is interesting. And then you can do a different move. Okay. Alright, so we're getting somewhere. There's no point punching when you're down low though, is there? I'd love to be able to consistently do an attack of some variety, so I could rely on it. I knew it was going to happen. But no. Like then I could have kicked him again and got some more damage on him. I swept him when he was in the air. Oh, it's so bad. It's just so random. Okay, at least we won this battle. We move on and see the next fight. What strength! But don't forget, there are many guys like you all over the world. Well, yeah, there's another one called Ken, who's almost identical to me. Except he's got a better haircut. Geki, it's ninja time. Alright, and again, now so we're on to fight 2. And his attacks, for some reason, suddenly do an absolute ton of damage. Is that how we introduce difficulty into the game? We make our enemies' damage attacks do 4 times as much damage as yours. Great. Oh, you can do a spinning kick while on the ground. Alright, we're giving... what was his name? Genki? Giving him an absolute lesson. You can stick your shurikens where the sun doesn't shine. Alright. I wonder if there's a typically terrible Capcom manual for this game as well. See, a flying kick there would have been amazing, but no. Thou shalt not have a flying kick. Up and fire while you're in the air? No. Oh, a weird little hop for some reason. I got absolutely battered in that round. Kick. I did a kick when he wasn't there, of course. Hey, nice. I think you just got to hold it from the... no? I was going to say, you're going to hold it from the moment you jump. And then out will come a kick. Nope. Nope. Changing direction on the joystick while holding the button. Nope. The kick seems completely useless unless you're millimeters away from him. Like there. What was that all about? Flying kick, please. My word. Oh my word, so he says exactly the same thing as the other enemy. Amazing. Talk about singing from the same hymn sheet. Typically for this game I did actually press the fire button when the power bar was full, and it registered just a few moments later. Alright, we've got Joe next. What an exciting name. No like countdown or, you know, ready, fight, or anything like that. We're just straight into it. But I mean, what's with the colour palette in this game? The backgrounds are... it's him! The backgrounds are so bad. It's like they didn't realise that they could use the same colours on the characters as they can in the background, and therefore they only used 8 colours in the background and 8 colours in the foreground. I mean, I suppose they're not terribly drawn in a way. Just the really limited use or poor use of colour. I'm reliably getting out the flying kick now. Oh, he says. That was it. We're done now. No more flying kicks for you. It's a way like the flying kick, your standing kick, and the spin kick all use the same sprite. That's not a good look either. I'm really looking forward to playing the arcade to see, because it must have had some success, right? It must have been decent for them to want to make a sequel. Let me guess, what are you going to say to me? What strength? But don't forget, this city is obviously full of people with very generic names. Kick him then, there we go. There we go. Oof, yeah, he hits hard as well. See, this game would be so easy, so much easier if the controls were reliable. Jump in, kick him in the face, kick him in the shins, jump out again. But you just never know whether your fire button is going to register an attack or not. So bad. jumping over them does seem to be a good tactic. I mean, is it just me, or is there something about this guy's DNA that's a bit guile? Like the way he was standing there. It's just for a moment he was standing in a very guile stance, and then he crouched down. I thought I was going to get flash kicked out of the air. Unfortunately, this is not Street Fighter 2. I mean, I'd rather play Street Fighter 2 on the ST than Street Fighter on the ST. So that's saying something. Let me guess, there are many guys like me all over the world. That's funny, because there's many... This time I pressed it when it was half full. And then it still emptied by the time it registered. Oh dear. Alright, back to Britain. I'm going to fight Birdie the Punk. He's colossal, this guy, isn't he? He's absolutely gigantic. The game is noticeably slower. Thanks to having to fight Birdie and being a much bigger sprite. Yeah, it's definitely... The tactic is jump, jump, kick, sweep. It's definitely the way to go. Oh my word, and don't get in the way of his... There we go. My word, that was close. He hits hard, does Birdie. I don't know why it says enemy at the top. Why doesn't it say their name? See, like jumping over the head and getting that kick in is nice. I said nice, but then he still annihilates me. So for some reason my hit doesn't register. His spinning headbutt is lethal. Absolutely lethal. That standing kick is hilariously animated. See, where's my flying kick, game? Oh, I got a flying punch in that time. Got him. Oh, I was lucky there, I think. Let me guess, there's many more like me all over the world. They don't really seem to appreciate the irony, do they? That they're all saying the same thing, trying to accuse me of being generic. This guy's brought weapons that cheat. Oh, he's getting annihilated though. That's what you get for cheating, son. Get out. Does that say Ian Jury in the background? Velvet Underground. Blondie. How cool is that? Come on now. At least the person who made the graphics has got good musical taste. Of course, we've got Bill Cravens of Newsround fame, daubed on the shutters in the background there. It is an Ian Jury fan. Look at the name of the pub. Blockheads. That's cool. I wonder if the spinning moves do more damage. Not that I would be able to actually reliably pull off a spin move, but you know. Okay, I don't know what's changed, but I can more reliably execute the flying kick now. But you can hear me absolutely mashing the fire button repeatedly and just hoping. Yep, okay, what strength? Brilliant. Still holding on to his sticks though in his... Alright, this time I'm going to press it at the bottom. There we go. I nearly got them all. Did you see the guys in the crowd? Oh my word. They're against Lee. Okay. So we're in China now. There's the Great Wall behind us. Beautifully drawn in 3 shades of brown. Oh, this guy's a bit more agile. Ow. It could have done with a kick there. Thanks. Yeah, it seems really good when you jump over their head because you can kick. You can still kick them even when you're there. Oh, it's another close one. Nice. Over his head. Yes. Alright, we're going all the way. Sagat, here we come. There were 4 different countries, weren't there? Is it 2 fighters per country? No, 1 fighter per country. I'm not really paying attention, am I? My brain is turning to mush. Get flying kicked. Don't get flying kicked. Okay, the flying kick juice has run out. No, we got it. The sweep juice has run out instead. Oh, right into his kick that time. Come on now. If I'm going to lose a fight because you refuse to attack when I'm pressing the fire button, we're not going to get along. It's not going to work. Stop talking now. It's like it's business time, right? Because I really don't want to have to play through any of this game again. 1 playthrough is enough. Yeah, take it, Lee. Yes, of course, Lee. There's many of us all over the world. Okay, Jen, is it? Or Gen? Maybe we ask this guy if you pronounce it GIF or GIF. What kind of attack was that? It's a pretty cool, well-drawn sprite for this guy, though. Yeah, get kicked repeatedly. You might look cool, but you can't fight. Yeah, so that read-up, or rather that write-up about the arcade game mentioned special moves. But I don't see any of those in this version. Attack, man! It's like I've got to ask at least 4 times while I'm in the air to get an attack. No, still not. Okay, here we go. We got an attack in. Alright, this guy's rubbish. There he goes. I almost feel bad beating him up. So probably just some tourist come to see the wall. I just start wailing on him. Now he said that, I don't feel bad for beating him up. Oh, only the 6 tiles this time. What is with the audience? Honestly, look like they're fresh out of the Rover's return. Hello? Adon does not look well. Maybe this guy's the true ninja. Can't quite see him. Yeah, I am playing a cracked version, so it's probably the reason why Adon is currently a mash of random pixels. Some cracking groups were not quite as diligent in their cracking as other groups, and perhaps didn't test the entire game to see that everything was intact. But, I mean, do you blame them? Would you want to play this game and get this far in the game in order to make sure that the graphics were intact? Because I certainly wouldn't. Mind you, I wouldn't waste my time and energy cracking the game in the first place either. There you go. There's my 1-sentence review. Not worth cracking. Not even worth stealing. I do want to see Sagat now. I hope Sagat's not corrupted. That would be rubbish. Hey, here we go. Come on then, big boy. Or we can kick you and delete half your health from another postcode. That's not fair. Also, I have repeatedly kicked you, and your health has not gone down. Oh, he's done. He's done him. And again, Thailand, this time rendered in a couple of shades of brown and a couple of shades of blue. Oh, that was a bit unfair. Come on now. Is it interesting to note that he doesn't have the scar in this sprite? I don't know if that's just an oversight from the person who drew this, or if it's before that happened in the storyline. I'm pretty sure it's Ryu that gives Sagat his big scar. Somebody who's up on their Street Fighter lore can fill in the gaps in the comment section below, I'm sure. But you know, the thing that we need to add to this game, just to really... Even Sagat says the same thing. Oh, come on. Ridiculous. Is that it though? Have I finished? Surely Sagat's the main enemy of this game. Oh, just the 5 this time. But he's still happy with himself. So's that guy there on front right. You see him? With his brown coat. And we just start again. Is that it? Not even any kind of congratulations screen. We just start again. Oh my days. Well, I'm not playing again. I've not played this game again. If I ever play this game again in my entire life, it will be too soon. Let alone twice running. No, we're done. We're done. Oh dear. Alright, tell you what, let's have a... No, let me tell you a summary of my opinions. I could give it a one-word review, but it wouldn't be very polite. Just, it's poor. It's poor. I mean, looking at the screen now, this is the best it looks. I mean, the Japanese stage works quite well with the bizarre colour palette that they've chosen. But generally the game looks awful. Why they've chosen to render everything in shades of brown and blue, no idea. No idea. It's like some kind of bizarre... You know, like the PC has that colour mode, is it CGA? EGA. One of the two. It's like that. What? But deliberately limiting into a bizarre colour choice. So yeah, it looks awful. The animation is terrible. The fighters just kind of shuffle about. They don't walk. They just shuffle. Look. It's like those, you know, those like paper doll animations that people do. Except those are actually good. This is not. And then the controls just compound the whole thing, because sometimes your fire button will attack. Sometimes it won't. There's no way of knowing. But it's really bizarre because the directional control is responsive. When you press up, it jumps every time. You press down, it ducks every time. Left and right, it's the same. But just when you press fire? I'm wondering if maybe they've tried to implement something from the arcade, because there were multiple buttons in the arcade. Hang on, I'm sure I've read somewhere there were 6 buttons. But then I seem to remember somewhere else saying it was pressure sensitive buttons to get the different strengths of attack. Maybe that's what they're trying to implement. Pfft, I don't know. I'm not playing it again to find out. Terrible. Genuinely one of the worst games we've played recently. Okay, what did the magazines think? SD Action obviously thought similarly, because they gave it 43% in their October 1988 review. And it says, by just looking at the screenshots on the game's box, you may be fooled into believing that Street Fighter is a first-rate arcade conversion. Only having bought the game, you would discover that Street Fighter is not so tough as it looks. Sure enough, the sound and graphics are close to the original coin-op, but the gameplay and animation leave much to be desired. There you go. Simply by performing several leg sweeps, it's possible to defeat all but one of your opponents. Yep, sprites are jerky. Below average beat 'em up. I think that's kind. Below average beat 'em up. It's worse than that. SM says, I can sum this up in one word: appalling. This is the most inept conversion I have seen in a long, long while. And the final result, the final insult, is the 20 quid price tag. Oh, I was talking to somebody recently saying you often forget the context that these games were in. Sometimes for the better, sometimes for the worse. You know, like, I really enjoyed a couple of games like Carve Up and Bubble Dizzy. But if you paid a lot of money for those, they're very simple games that you get bored of in 10 minutes. So that's not great. But imagine spending 20 quid on a game that's as bad as this. Like, 20 quid in today's money is £55 or something like that. Come on. Let's see. Graphics are pretty, but when they move, ugh. The animation is the ropiest there could have been. The characters lurch from move to move. Yes, absolutely. Interesting. Another bugbear is the difficulty level. The game is a total walkover until you get to the second guy in Thailand. Then it gets ridiculously hard. I didn't even see that. It was just easy from beginning to end. Way of the Exploding Fist syndrome, i.e. they can all be defeated by the leg sweep. It's a bit harsh on Way of the Exploding Fist. That's a classic. Yes, anyway, ST user gave it 6 out of 10. Niels Reynolds here says, after the first couple of fights the novelty wore off and I really couldn't imagine going back very often. If I spend 20 quid on a game, I want something that's going to hold its attraction for some time. Unfortunately, I found Street Fighter wearing a bit thin after half an hour. So not quite as negative here. Hardened fight freaks may get more out of this than I did. Especially if playing against friends. And 6 out of 10, that's way too high. Way too high. Nick Outerside says, this is definitely my type of game. I long ago packed in practicing real karate and now often while away the time letting sprites take the punishment for me. This is one of the best simulations I have seen. Though a bit on the easy side, recommended. Nick, what are you on? Over in Games Machine, back to reality, they give it 54%, and they talk about the terrible joystick response. Well done. The SD delay is less than half a second. So some game flow is kept, but the Amiga is even slower. Oh no. But what takes the biscuit is that the bonus stage where you're smashing tiles. You press the button, because it's got one of those timing games where you're supposed to time it to get a full bar of energy. And it just highlights, look at how poorly we've implemented this control scheme, everyone. Honestly. The converters have also lost a vital and enjoyment element of the original coin-op. Here we go. The pressure pads on the arcade machine, which allowed you to punch and kick. Well, you can't blame them for that. I mean, that's impossible to implement. But the joystick cannot hope to emulate the fun of physically attacking the machine. But yeah, there's no excuse for attacking to be that unresponsive, though, is there? Street Fighter is a prime example of a 16-bit conversion with worse gameplay than its 8-bit brothers. Whew. Do you know, back in the day, I think I had this on the Amstrad. I don't really remember it, though, so I don't think I played it very much. Oh dear. Well, I'd say ST user are on something. There's no way that's a 6 out of 10 game. There's no way, Nick, you can recommend that game. But I'd say the other 3 reviewers have pretty much got it spot on. It's just terrible. Appalling game. And absolutely no reason to play it. Well, there you go. That's Street Fighter, ladies and gentlemen. Please let me know if you've played Street Fighter, if you've played it on the ST. I'm not alone here, right? That's pretty abysmal. But have you played some of the other versions? Is there a decent version of this out there? Is the arcade version fun? I will put some arcade footage at the beginning of this video. But I haven't actually played the arcade version yet, so it'd be interesting to find out. Anyway, thank you very much for watching the video, and I'll see you soon.